We also talked to a Dr. Hans Breiter, who is a psychiatrist and neuroscientist at Massachusetts General and Harvard Medical School. Now, he's done extensive research on how casual marijuana use affects the brain. And he's just completed a study, and I wanted to share what he has found. And he says it has a damaging effect while being consumed, and it persists beyond that point, and that it's reduced educational attainment, attention or concentration deficits, sustained deficits in memory function, motor function remains impaired even after a time of abstinence, activation patterns with differences in the hippocampus, a fundamental region for memory function, prefrontal or cerebellar areas, and structural differences, actual changes in brain structure in cortical areas, especially the orbitofrontal region and the hippocampus, short and long-term effects on executive function and decision-making, negative effect on working memory. It's responsible for putting like 2 or 3 sentences together, listening to others, problem solving. And it affects the reward and aversion judgment, reduced range of things that give pleasure. And this is with casual use and the brain 35 years old and under. Yes, sir.
I'm James from Compton, California, and I'd like to say that we're the community that voted down 2 marijuana initiatives. We did not want dispensaries. We did not want growing facilities. We don't want it in our community. The reason we don't want it is because we see the impact that drugs can have on a community. Now, everything that you just talked about, think about the impact that all of that has on a community. As children grow up, young adults matriculating through the workforce and what have you. Listen, it's not good for communities. And enough people aren't talking about the experiences that communities go through. We saw cocaine completely destroy our city. And we saw the image that was thrust upon us because of the cocaine wars and what have you. We feel the same thing is happening presently with marijuana, and we call it dope. We still call it dope. I know everybody calls it cannabis or marijuana. We call it dope because that's exactly what it is, okay? And the way it impacts the brains of these young people, we can look in our streets and see the way it impacts. If you drive from Compton down Broadway to downtown Los Angeles, you can see the impact of illegal marijuana dispensaries. There are probably twice as many illegal dispensaries in Los Angeles as legal, and they're not being shut down.
And they're in those communities.
They're in black
they
and
focus
brown
on
communities.
Those communities.
Okay, so someone needs to talk about the impact that it has on these underserved black and brown communities that struggle to survive, and then somebody says, it's okay to smoke dope. No, it's not.
Right.
Not in our community.
And if I can chime in, we talk about the social injustices of marijuana. You look at the black and brown communities, that's where the social injustice is. And nobody's doing anything to address it. Okay, in a community where we voted down the legalization of the sales of marijuana or dispensaries in our community, we might have 22, 28 illegal dispensaries there. Where's the social injustice?
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.